Let's welcome in the former champ, Mr. Robert Whittaker, the Reaper. We're all big fans here. Great to see you. I love watching that. You know, I want to pick up on something there, the storyline of you being a lifelong martial artist here. I heard a quote saying...
I went on about it,
Yeah,
didn't I?
but it's great. But I mean, that has defined you.
It really has. Like, and I don't want to reiterate what I just went through.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's literally who I'm built on.
Well, one thing that as a martial artist, like you said, you can see when you made mistakes and learn from your mistakes. I heard a quote, you said you were complacent in your camp against Chimaev.
Yeah.
What did you mean by that, and how did you fix it?
I guess like every position, like I went into training and I went into practice with like a new vigor of not giving up any positions. Like I feel like, obviously with the Chimaev, I shouldn't have been in that position the way I lost. I shouldn't have been there to begin with. I shouldn't have let it get that far. You know, I should have fought every stage of that opportunity. Obviously, everything in hindsight, right? It's the things that keep you up. But yeah, I just went back to training with that sort of mentality because habits creep in, and I wanted to correct that. I thought I could have done better.
Yeah.
So Robert, you've been doing this for a really long time. It's fight week. How is fight week different? Your mental process, how is it different for your thought process now as it was maybe, say, 10 years ago? I
guess everything's kind of just, yeah, like a sweet science. Everything, it just works the way it's supposed to. I know what I'm doing, and I'm comfortable doing it, and I have 100% expectation that this is the way it'll happen. And, you know, coming up when I first started, it's like, how's the weighing going to be? How's the water loading going to be? How's the food process? And how am I going to bounce back? Anyways, I know everything to a T now, especially because I'm so familiar with fighting in the area as well. It's like, I know I'm a creature of habit, and I feel like I'm home.
And Rob, you know, you're a guy that obviously has a big family. You do this for your family, and you do have another one on the way as well,
goodness.
right?
Got number 6 on the way in November.
Do you know what it is by chance?
Yeah, another girl. So that's 3 boys, 3 girls.
There you go. So just talk to us about that too, Rob. You mentioned it in the fighter meetings too, how important it is that you don't even just fight for yourself, but you fight for your family and your children.
Yeah, I don't think I could fight for myself anymore.
Yeah.
You know, I've accomplished a lot. I've done a lot. I've been here for a while now. I think my family is my biggest motivator. You know, the example that I want to set for my kids, the food that I want to put on the table for them, the goals that I want to kick to show them that they can be done.
Yeah, and just in terms of the matchup itself, let's get off of that and get you more into the martial arts mindset. When you talk about Reinier de Ridder, right, he's a guy who's been on a nice little streak here in the UFC so far, but it's only 3 fights. You're a guy who's held that belt, who's fought the best in this division. Do you think that this moment is going to be a bit much for him coming in here against a guy like you? Even though he's got wins in the UFC, do you think he's faced anywhere near the caliber of somebody like yourself?
I don't think he's faced the caliber. You know, I like to pride myself on my ability, but anybody that's done their research has seen he's been around the trot. He's fought hard fights. He's held belts in other organizations. He's a guy that's no stranger to hard fights and fights where the pressure's on.
Yeah.
I want to talk about that pop from the audience during the weigh-in there because you cracked a smile. What does that mean to you for them to show you that much love and appreciation?
It's refreshing after the last one, right?
Yeah.
No, it's cool. You know, you can't always be everyone's go-to guy, but yeah, no, it's cool. You know, I feed off that energy, and it makes me feel good.
Yeah, you're quite proficient over here in the Middle East. I know somebody asked if you're a sheik's favorite or something like that, which wouldn't surprise me if you were. But, you know, we do talk about the fact that there's a lot of middleweights in action right now. So we've got DDP fighting Chimaev next month. Where do you think everything sort of falls, right? After that, we've got Imavov and Bohalio. And if you're still trying to get to the title, where do you think you're positioned after a win over Reinier?
It's so hard. It's so hard to say, but I know it starts with beating Reinier. You know, I can't see the future. Like the division was so locked up earlier this year. I was trying to get a fight with anyone, and there just wasn't anyone available. And now it's all moving. Yeah. So
it was Strickland you wanted, yeah?
Yeah, initially, but we didn't know what he was doing or where he's going or what he's doing now still. but still, it's here we are. I got to fight tomorrow.
And just along that you talked about this 4-step plan, right? That you know you already have it in your mind what exactly you need to do to be able to get back to that belt. Obviously, it starts with Saturday night and going out there and doing your thing. But after that, similar to what Karyn's talking about, the middleweight division we've got like a tournament going on right now. Do you think if you have an impressive win, do you think that takes away from needing 4 more steps, or do you think you need literally 4 more fights to be able to get back into the picture?
UFC's the place for fast tracking.
Yeah.
You know, Reiner's a great example of that. It's an impressive win against him puts me in very good stead for whatever happens the next coming months.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, listen, I hope, and I'm sure on Mother's Day you are very good to your wife with 6 children, I'm sure. But listen, it's always a pleasure to watch you fight. And I know I say this to you every time, but I was there when you won Tough Smashes, and you have not changed. Your composure, your kindness, your intensity, and your focus on fighting has not changed in all those years. And it's really just been a marvel to watch. So thank you for being that way.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, Reinier, welcome to Abu Dhabi. You know, what has this experience been like, particularly with your name at the top of the marquee for this one?
Yeah, it's been crazy. So exactly a year ago I was here fighting for UE Warriors. This crazy year happened and now I'm back, yeah.
Back and fighting Robert Whittaker, a former champion, who has faced the who's who in this sport. You know, obviously he didn't have the best outing the last time. First time he was submitted since 2011, but I'm sure that's music to your ears. What did you make of the Whittaker-Chimaev fight?
Well, we didn't get to see everything, I guess. I think the injury that he had coming into it, I think that really played a big part because the choke wasn't that great. So, yeah, I don't take too much out of that. And in the Ikram fight just before that, he still looked amazing. So I think still the Robert of old, and see if I can get him.
Well, you know, you're training in Florida, you're settled in Florida. You know, what has that been like for you just to finally kind of have a home and have everything in place?
Yeah, it's very nice. So the kids been to school there for a couple of weeks already, and they're starting to learn some English, which is nice. Everything's set up. Training camp was crazy again. So, yeah.
You've got a great team there. You know, who gives you the best look for a guy like Robert Whittaker who throws such an immense amount of volume and output?
Well, there's like hundreds of guys. Yeah, hundreds might be a bit too much, but there's a lot of guys, and they all have really tried to mimic his style. Angla, one of my main guys there, has really helped me. Again, last time he was Ang Nickel. This time he's Angla Whittaker. So yeah.
I was going to ask you about, I mean, obviously Bo Nickel, a very different opponent, right? A Division I wrestler. But Robert Whittaker has some really good takedown defense. Were there things that you were able to take and grow from that camp with Bo Nickel in preparation for this one?
Yeah. I think like they're very different fighters, but they have some things in common. Both of them really like if you give them some space. They like if they can have a chance to look around, see what you're doing, and then step in. So I'm gonna pressure him. I'm gonna put the pressure on him, hit him with some good shots, like I did to Bo, and then hopefully show off some of my jiu-jitsu as well.
How do you think your size is a problem?
Yeah, so this is always a big thing for me. I'm always longer, rangier, so on the outside I should be able to touch him, and he's gonna do a lot of work to be able to get to me, most likely. But he might be a little bit thicker, a little bit wider shoulders, so we'll see. We'll see how it happens.